Virginia confirmed its second positive case of the new coronavirus on Sunday, only days after D.C. and Maryland reported their first.
The second case in Virginia is a Fairfax City resident in his 80s, the Virginia Department of Health said in a news release. He first fell ill on February 28 after traveling home from a Nile River cruise, similar to 3 residents of Montgomery County, Maryland, who have also been sickened.
He was hospitalized on March 5 and remains in stable condition.
At a news conference Sunday, Fairfax County Health District Director Gloria Addo-Iansu said the man had limited contact with the public once he became ill.
The patient remains in a local hospital but is not in intensive care, health officials said.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will be testing positive cases that local governments confirm.
Virginia's second confirmed infection comes after state officials announced Saturday that a Marine at Fort Belvoir had tested positive for the disease, becoming the first reported military case on U.S. soil.
Chief Pentagon spokesman Jonathan Hoffman tweeted that the Marine recently returned from overseas where he was on official business. Defense Secretary Mark Esper and the White House have been briefed.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser also reported the city's first positive that same afternoon, a 50-year-old district resident with no recent international travel history and no contact with a person known to have the virus. He first reported feeling ill February 28 and was admitted to a D.C. hospital March 5.
D.C. Health is also aware of a recent visitor who later tested positive in a Maryland hospital. Several attendees of the IPAC and CPAC conferences in the D.C. region also tested positive out of state after attending the events.
With his test yielding presumptive positive, D.C. Health has started its investigation in keeping with CDC guidelines, Bowser said. Health officials in both Maryland and the district are working to determine who their respective patients may have come in contact with before seeking care.
D.C. Health determined that a person with the virus visited Christ Church Georgetown, leading them to recommend the church pause its services while officials try to determine whether any exposures occurred.
Maryland has tested dozens of people for the coronavirus so far, returning its first 3 positive results in Montgomery County last week following an overseas trip. All are said to have mild symptoms so far, County Health Officer Dr. Travis Gales said Friday.
Maryland Gov. Larry Hogan expects more cases to emerge as the state ramps up testing this week.
Information is coming fast and furious. We're getting new information almost on an hourly basis from our local, state and federal partners, Hogan told WTOP's news partner NBC Washington on Sunday morning, adding he spoke with Vice President Mike Pence last night to facilitate information sharing.
The state also faces a challenge in balancing public awareness with patient confidentiality as residents seek more information with virus cases climbing across the East Coast.
There's a fine line between protecting the confidentiality and privacy of the patients. We don't want to reveal their name or where they live, Hogan said. We try to find that fine line between making sure we're keeping people safe without unnecessarily endangering the people who are sick.
The number of U.S. coronavirus cases swelled to over 400 this weekend, with cases in about half of the states. Indiana, Minnesota, Nebraska and Pennsylvania also recently reported their first cases.
The total U.S. death toll has reached 19.
WTOP's John Domen and the Associated Press contributed to this report.
Like WTOP on Facebook and follow at WTOP on Twitter to engage in conversation about this article and others.
Get breaking news and daily headlines delivered to your email inbox by signing up here.
Copyright 2020 WTOP. All rights reserved. This website is not intended for users located within the European Economic Area.